How you doing, Jess?
I am not doing well. I want to go back on land.
You are on land.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. I think I peed my pants a little bit. Oh. Well, this will be the dumbest thing you've heard all day, so there you go.
What is up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Welcome back to the Backwoods Collective. What episode are we on now?
13?
13.
I think lucky
13.
number 13.
13. I wasn't even going to add in the bio because I had no clue. So
We're still doing well, y'all. We're still doing well.
the math arithmetic part, leaves me.
I mean, I've only got 10 fingers, so if it's higher than that, I can't count.
Yeah, me too.
The toes are too much to count at that point, too. Then I just get confused if I counted a finger or a toe, and we're not going there.
Well, guys, we actually have Jess back on the show. I am most happy to have you back.
I'm happy to be back. It's been a couple of those days, weeks, but
yeah. So tell everybody what's been going on. How are you feeling? How's things going?
Well, everything's going well so far. We're getting answers every week, which is great. I'm just exhausted. I started my treatments last week. We're doing well. We're just coasting along, and I'm happy to be back.
Well, I'm definitely glad to have you back, like I said. Last week was fun, but I definitely missed you being on here.
Well, I'm glad someone missed me.
I think everybody else did too in the comments.
I hope so. Hey, Matt. Hey, Smiles. What's going on, guys?
Yeah, I'm definitely glad to see you back and on the show again and doing a little bit better.
We're gonna keep trudging along until I can't for a little bit. So,
well, I hope that doesn't ever come.
I hope
because
so.
You're my co-host.
I know.
I don't like doing this without you.
If I have to have like a week or two hiatus in the future, let's hope it doesn't come to that. But if I have to take a hiatus or a sabbatical,
you better let me know.
Oh yeah, 5 minutes before the show, be like, I'm taking my sabbatical.
By the way, sorry.
In pre-show, I'll just pop in and be like, hey, you're going solo. There's your notice.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. That's
How was your week?
Cold. Very, very cold. We are getting hit with a Arctic vortex. It is ridiculously cold here, like single digits. Yeah. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. You northerners need to come get y'all's shit out of my yard. Because it's
You want to see my yard right now?
I don't want to see your yard.
Because I've got 3 feet of snow back there right now.
Yeah,
you're more than welcome to.
It's blowing on down here in the south, and we don't want it. We want our partial winter where it's only kind of cold.
Well, in Virginia, it was 65 degrees today. So
what the hell?
I don't know.
What, Nikki? Thank you very much. I felt like I did a pretty good job being by myself, but I am definitely glad Jess is back.
You do need to give yourself more credit because I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. I would have been running around like a chicken without a head trying to get somebody to come on here and be like, please, you can roast me if you need to. Like, I just can't fly solo. But anybody who comes on here roasts me anyway, so.
Well, it was fun. I had fun with it. But sometimes you are your own worst critic. And so
yeah.
after watching it, because I watch every single episode like over and over again, just to pinpoint every little stupid thing that I'm doing wrong. I'm like, you got to change that. No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Just pick myself apart and totally did that whenever I was going solo. I was like, you need to do this better. Making mental notes. And I was like, dude, you did fine. Shut your mouth. Turn your brain off.
I also think there's a difference between giving yourself a little bit of constructive criticism and saying, okay, maybe we should tweak that, rather than like bashing yourself and being like, I didn't really find anything positive about this. But I know you don't do that.
No, it was good. I think I did a pretty good job.
I mean, this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
It's lighthearted. We haven't gotten our shit together in 13 weeks. What makes us think we're going to do that now?
So true. So true. Yeah. I think the way that we do things is just the way that we fucking do things. So.
I think it's just you and I coming on here and having a good time, and you never know what you're going to get. And some people might get upset, but we don't. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. But if you do, I can't change that.
Well, so I'm one of those type of people that if I do get upset, we're going to discuss it because I want this off my chest right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm definitely one of those people. I will argue with you, but I will also.
When do we not
talk
argue?
The facts. Well, it's a great question.
Exactly. You're not telling me anything I don't already know.
I know. I know it. And that's why we have such a great friendship, because we argue back and forth.
And nothing's ever taken off. Oh,
no,
yeah.
No.
Half of mine and Nick's phone calls are like, first of all, both of us definitely have ADHD, because we'll be talking about one thing and then we're talking about another thing, and then we'll circle back to like what we were originally talking about. So what you see here is exactly what we're like on a Friday night. Just talking.
Except you like to call me when I'm still at work, and you get to hear all the conversations I have with all my coworkers, which is comical in itself. So honestly, so you say.
They're hysterical just because of the dynamic between all of you, and you each have individual dynamics between each other, and now I'm starting to pick up on who you're talking to. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just call into? Because I forget half the time, because we're on 2 different time zones. You're an hour behind me. So
right. Yeah, the guys that you hear about whenever they come in and you're on the phone with me, or happen to be on the phone with me, are truck drivers. Which, if anybody's ever known a truck driver, they are a different breed of human beings. I'm dead serious. No disrespect at all. No. There's some of them are really great people, and I love them to death, but they are a different breed.
My uncles are truck drivers, and first of all, I'm just a tangent here about truck drivers. When I asked my uncle, hypothetically, I was like, God forbid something ever happens to my dad, would you walk me down the aisle at my wedding? He looks at me and he goes, honey, I'm not going to walk you down the aisle. I'm picking you up, running you there fast as hell, saying, have fun with her. Good luck. See ya, and booking it to the cocktail hour so I can drink to get through it.
Here, she's your problem.
Exactly. That is truck drivers to a T. And every time I call my aunt, if my uncle's there, he's like, why is she calling? He's like, there's a pandemic. You're not supposed to be anywhere near the house. You're not supposed to be talking to anybody. 6 foot distance even on the phone. I'm like, does that even make sense? I'm like,
Truck drivers like to do this.
oh yeah.
They like to do that a lot. I don't know if it's because they're stuck behind the wheel all the time. I don't know.
Truck drivers are also lone rangers too. They're the people that value their quiet time. They like to be on their own. They're and again with the talking thing, they are their own breed, and you need to understand them as a profession and people to one, get their humor, and two, carry a conversation with them. That's just how it works.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the drivers I work with, I mean, most of them are pretty cool, but, you know, and some of them are just batshit crazy.
Oh yeah. I
Batshit
would
crazy.
say that's a requirement when they apply for their CDL and during the hiring process is, are you batshit nuts? Yes. Okay, you're hired. End of interview. That's it.
That is a prerequisite for sure.
Absolutely.
But they're a fun group of people. I love all my coworkers. They make the job. Like the job
yeah.
itself is great, but they make the job fantastic.
Well,
Just
they
because
have to.
I mean, and not just the truck drivers. I mean, you know, my fellow coworkers and the guys in the office and stuff like that. They make it worthwhile. You know, we're constantly fucking with each other. Imagine that.
Oh, I'm imagining.
But it's fun. We enjoy it every day.
Well, and that's where you get 90% of your Nickisms from is work.
Pretty much. I don't have to go very far.
So now I'm curious as to what your Nickism is this week.
Okay. Well, my Nickism is he or she is so ugly that they'd make a freight train take a dirt road.
Jesus Christ.
Was that one from left field there? You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wouldn't say left field. I would say left center. It was like in the gap, but it wasn't far enough out.
That was from the wall. Oh, yeah, that's a whew, Jesus.
That was a good one.
This was a good wall. Oh, okay.
I had a love-hate relationship with the wall when I played a little bit of outfield in my day. I didn't like when I slammed into it, but I knew how to play off of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that thing, you think that thing's far, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, hello. Thanks for dropping in here.
Yeah, okay, so Nikki, I wrote that one down yesterday, I think. I was dying laughing all day because I was like, that's the one I'm going to use today. That is it. And told it to all my coworkers because, you know, I have to go through them for everything because, I don't know, I'm around them all the time. And so I like bouncing ideas off of them. And I read that one to them. They're like, I've never heard that before, but that's really fucking good.
That doesn't even sound like something. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but that doesn't seem like it's that far out there as like a saying. That sounds like definitely something you would say or one of your coworkers would say.
So I just had a thought. I know, and it really hurt whenever it happened. Why is it that the Southern sayings still revolve around trucks, trains, and mama? Is it just those three things that govern fucking Southern life?
I'm thinking of other things, but I mean,
don't know.
I mean, like when you think of country songs, though,
Truck
Your
strains mama.
Yep.
And
Especially freight trains.
and your dog. I can't forget your dog.
Your dog, your beer, your horse, your gun, your girl. What else? Moonshine, but
Yeah, that's not really. I mean,
that's
it's a
not really
thing.
so much of a thing anymore. Now they sing about like strawberry wine and cold ones. Beer. That's really you don't hear much about
okay.
pine anymore.
I mean, down here in the South, I mean, yeah, there's people that do, brew it. But I think really that's kind of like a northern thing. It was made popular by people up in Virginia, North Carolina, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We just we just tried to copy them, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. Like the best homemade shine I ever had came out of Georgia, so I mean, I don't think the North does it as well anymore, if not at all. I think it's really a Southern thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I did love my
Yeah.
own Nickism. I got a kick out of my own shit, so yeah.
Nick makes himself laugh more than anything else.
Oh, dude, that is my thing. Like I am constantly laughing at myself. Okay, so I have a real big problem of like slurring my words. Like I have like too many thoughts going on in my head, and they all come out my mouth at the same time. It's like, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck did I just say? It
Aw.
happens all the time.
It does. You're not lying either. I mean, there's been plenty of times we've been on the phone and I'm like, "Was that English?" Like, that wasn't even a sentence.
What's a smorgasbord of English mashed together and made into one?
It was like, what is that called? Pig Latin or whatever?
Uh,
When you, like, take a root of a word and then add I don't know. I know people that can actually, like, speak it, but, I mean, I don't know. I'm just here. Thank you, Bray.
all the time, every single fucking day.
It's not even word vomit, it's like a word hairball. Like, it just all
Yeah,
comes up and gets tangled. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
yeah, and that's exactly my reaction. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And then I just start
Well,
laughing. I'm like, wow, that
again,
came that came out of my face hole. What the fuck was that?
my favorite line that you said accidentally was one of those word hairball moments.
That was totally it.
It
That was totally
it
it.
happens all the time.
Yes,
It's
I
like
do.
I feel like Nick plays Scrabble with himself, and
I
he's, like, trying to figure out all the letters he has, and then he's like, "Ooh, I can make this word for, like,
I
28
can
or,
I can
like."
cover the whole fucking board with this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there you go. To answer your question there, Jess,
Ooh.
Nikki speaks the piglet.
Please, I think we need to do an entire episode of Nikki coming on here and just teaching us how to speak Pig Latin.
Okay, so the only pig Latin that I know is from. I'm sure you've seen the movie The Mask.
Yes.
Like, okay, so I can't remember the detective's name, but his little sidekick buddy partner,
Mhm.
he says "ixnay on the upid stay." I was like,
Yeah.
that's the only pig Latin that I know.
Well, I think that's probably one of the most famous lines from that movie. I feel like is that where that line originated from? I don't know.
I don't, yes, Nacho. That is so much better. So much better. One just gets you some looks. The other one gets you jail time and looks. So I choose the one before with the Scrabble.
Well,
Mm.
So this week we're getting into Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, we are.
I still have a love-hate relationship with Valentine's Day. I could be in a relationship, I could be single. I'm like, I feel like it's a Hallmark holiday, but I do love the 15th because all the chocolate and the candy is 50% off. And I go right down to Walmart and buy out the candy section. Best day
It's
of the year.
it's moved from the Valentine's aisle to the clearance aisle.
Exactly. Bargain shopping with a purpose.
With your stomach in mind, that's for sure. And your
Nowadays,
sweet
not so
tooth.
much.
Okay, with your
But-
sweet tooth in mind. There you go.
Yes, there we go. So, okay, I don't know if it's just me, but I keep ending up on point of view TikTok where like I think it's mostly like teenagers doing it. I tried doing one, didn't go so well, ended up taking it down. But a lot of these have to do with like soulmates and like relationships and stuff. So this week for my what if, I got to thinking and I was like, what if you were just like handed a piece of paper with your soulmate's name on it? And it can be anybody. It could be somebody you don't know. It could be somebody from your past. It could be somebody you're actually in love with, whatever. But I got to thinking about it like what if you knew who your soulmate was and what if you didn't like it so much? Like how do you think you'd deal with that? Or if you did like it? I don't know. I think that's kind of a crazy concept that people have come up with where you're just kind of told it.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna go off of what you first said. It like you see the name and you're just like, really? I don't know about that. I think there's a lot to be said to getting to know that person and seeing what they have to offer because I hate to say it, and I have been a victim of it. Looks aren't everything. Don't judge a cover by, or don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a cover by its book. Uh, there it
Well,
goes
you
again.
can judge the cover by its book because if the cover has nothing to do with what's inside the book, you're like, you're just an idiot. But continue.
Yeah.
My thoughts.
Yeah. To me, I've always been one of those people that I don't care about what you look like. If you have something that makes me laugh, or if you have something intelligent to say, or you like the same things I do, I don't care. We're gonna be friends because I see what's beyond the shell.
Yeah.
I think that would possibly apply to that.
I'm
If you
very much like that as well.
if you did know the person, obviously, go talk to him. You know.
No, Nikki, we're just talking about like looks right now, but I'm saying like you get the name of the person and like if you just so happen to know them, whether you do like
Right.
them or like you loathe them or whatever is going on. I don't really know how I would handle that. I think like we're talking about there's a lot of factors involved and I've never really placed an emphasis on looks. I mean, shit. I know Angelina Jolie myself. I'm not gonna walk around like I'm a hot shit. Like, no. Like, first of all, no. I'm wearing child's headphones. Anybody that's willing to be with me, God bless. Like, God bless. I'm a hot mess. But my thing is like, if I got that piece of paper and it was somebody that I could not stand, I think how I would approach the situation would be
Read into it a little bit.
I would play into it. I would be like, all right, let's see. Because there's obviously a reason why I would be paired with this person. Whether it's definitely that yin and yang thing, which I believe in opposites attracting. Like for example, when I talk to you guys, I can seem like I'm definitely an extrovert. I'm very much an introvert until I'm comfortable. And I think that's really how everybody is. But even like when it comes down to it, I mean, that yin and yang, like somebody's got to counteract that true introvert versus extrovert type situation where I'm very outgoing and like to go and do things. And then usually people that I've been with tend to be a little bit more hesitant and reserved. I don't know. That's something I've observed. But yeah, that's my thing. Is it would come down to there's obviously a reason why this person and I are meant to be together. And I don't know if I'm going to close eyes out. Might happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, the extrovert introvert conversation. COVID land has definitely turned us all into introverts. I mean, whether
I
you
think
like it or
so
whether
too.
you like it or not. But on the other hand, some of us introverts have become a little bit more extroverted.
Mhm.
I've noticed that too, especially with me, because that's definitely me.
Yeah.
Yes, I do like my alone time. You
Mhm.
know, it's nice. But there's
Oh, yeah.
also a time when I'm like, I have got to talk to somebody. I have words that are just wanting to spill out of my mouth.
We know.
I want to, yeah, shut up. I want to talk to somebody, and I think TikTok has done that for me.
I think that's brought
Yeah.
out a lot of people
Mhm.
because I mean, even going into lives and stuff, like when you do your first live, you're like, I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to talk to a camera. I don't know how to do
Yeah.
this. Like, what I'm talking to a camera and I'm reading words. And I can't read that well. So that's just not
That's,
it. But
that's that
I
good
don't
old
know.
Jersey's
And
education for you.
I think things this year too, even like with COVID making people introverts. And I think it's also turned people into extroverts too.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was saying.
the whole dating culture because of COVID has changed. Like we can't really, at least in my state still, there's still a lot of restrictions and precautions and stuff that people need to be taking. So even for Valentine's Day, you can't really go out and do the normal dinner, drinks, or whatever you want to do thing. And people are probably going to end up sitting home, ordering in, and watching a movie or falling asleep. Hey,
Yeah.
Piper.
What's up, Piper? I think, okay, so this is my whole take. I don't know if I've ever really talked to very many people. I may have. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck I had for lunch yesterday.
Neither do I.
The whole TikTok thing, I thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen when it first came out.
Yeah.
Whenever it first started becoming popular, really. And I was like, I'm not doing that shit. No. And then the more I started watching it, like I actually finally downloaded the app and I started watching. I was like, okay, I can see the allure to this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started posting videos, and it was an addiction before too long.
Well, I
And
got scared with it too because that whole thing with like them stealing like your information and like the video recording or like all the videos you're putting out. I was hesitant to put out videos because at one point I was just like, one, nobody's gonna follow me. No one gives a shit what I have to do or say.
well, I mean,
And
that was my deal too. Is like I don't have anything to add to the table, so I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. So obviously it worked out. I mean, I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. I don't even have tens of thousands of followers. I don't
yeah,
care. I don't give a shit. I I do what makes me laugh, and it makes y'all laugh, and that's what I care about.
yeah. I mean, because the whole thing too now, I mean, you see what all of these people are coming out with. And even what got me thinking about the what if today was, where do people come up with these concept of like these point of views and stuff where it's like, this is really addictive and really entertaining. And I'm like, I want more parts to this. Like,
Right.
like you're really good at your craft. Meanwhile, here I'm posting videos talking in my bathroom mirror like a jackass. And like these teenagers have great talent and great ability to get you to think. And now here I'm thinking about, if I got paired with an idiot, I don't know what I'd do. And it just, I don't know. This app is a blessing and a giant curse at the same time.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I know you were on Vine. I know Maddie was on Vine. I know Bree was on Vine. Who else in here was on Vine? Because I wasn't. Like, I didn't have anything to fucking do with Vine.
Oh, I
I know
was
I know
on
you're
Vine against my will, but
yeah, I know your Vine story.
but I know the
That's
interface
awful.
of it.
So, but out there in the comment section, how many of you were on Vine? I never messed with it. I remember seeing people from it. Honestly, I didn't know it was like an app or whatever. I thought it was just like a mixture of videos. That's
See,
what I thought
like,
it was. I was completely fucking, oblivious to what it was.
I didn't like Vine for the sole reason that it was like a 6
Thank
second
you, Nikki.
clip. Like,
Thank you, Nikki. I'm not the only one then.
I mean, I don't know how people were able to create something in 6 seconds. Like, that takes so much, you know? Like, see, I still have a bunch of Vines in my head from when I did have the app that live in my head rent free, and they're never gonna go away. But I don't know. I didn't feel the same way about Vine that I did TikTok, and maybe it was because it came out when I was like, I don't even know how old I was. I know I was in high school, maybe 8th grade, but I didn't have that appeal, and maybe it's because of my age that it was like, oh, this is stupid. Like I did on TikTok at first because I was like, why am I here? Like I don't see the hype, and then I got addicted to it because I guarantee you I will get off of this podcast later, open TikTok, and I will be on it until 1 a.m. Just straight through. Because I'm just like, oh, like
You're letting it brainwash you. Don't let it do that.
It's a black hole. It is a black hole.
It is.
Like,
it really is.
But wait, speaking of TikTok, I need to know. Did anybody see the post of the vegan teacher? I know Matt did. I need to talk about this right now.
Go
Nick,
for it.
I showed you the clip. So if you haven't seen the I don't even know what to call it. She posted a video, and I guess it's like a green screen. There's 2 men behind her in a kitchen with their shirts off, and she's like drinking a drink in her bra. Now, that can go out there, but other creators' TikToks are being taken down. Like, the community guideline standards here.
Thank you for sharing.
Can you send that to me, please?
Somebody screenshot that, please. Oh my god.
And Nikki wins comment of the night. Hands down.
That needs to be a thing. That needs to be a thing.
We can end the show here. Good night, y'all. That is it. There. I can't. Whatever.
Oh,
I don't know.
Lord have mercy.
Ow.
But anyways, back to what we were talking about with the teacher who shall not be named.
Yes. Bree has a really good comment.
Okay.
I completely agree. I think she got quick fame. I think she's a bully. I really wish that Gordon Ramsay would have blown up on her a little bit more than he did. I know that he is so capable of just ripping into it, but I also think too that he sent a message where he's like, everybody's tagging me in these videos. She went after the wrong person, but she's not even worth my time because she's just fishing at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's
I
really
agree
what
with
it
that.
is.
I agree with that too. I think she's fishing.
It's like,
I don't follow anything that she does, so I really don't get to see much other than what you guys post about.
I mean, I
Most of the
really
time,
don't see it unless someone stitches it.
most of the
That's
time though,
really
like I'll
it.
see her come across my For You page or my following page that somebody has stitched or duetted, and I'm like, no, go get shoe,
Yeah.
you know, go on get.
And I have no problem with anybody who's vegan, pescatarian, vegetarian, or what would you carnivorous? Is that what it is? I don't know. People that eat meat.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm trying to be
I don't care.
I'm trying to
I
be
don't care.
politically correct so I don't offend anybody because everybody's getting offended by freaking everything now.
Fucking wah. They can cry about it to me and I'll tell them to shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Because that's my normal answer to everybody that's crying about something. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what you eat. I don't care what you like. If it fits you, good for you. If I like what I do, yay me. You know,
I
and I
mean,
will argue that point until I'm blue in the face because that's my opinion. It's your opinion. Shut the fuck up about it.
yeah. I mean, everybody has a right to their opinion. She definitely has the right to her opinion if she wants to be vegan, if she wants to like actually educate people on the benefits of being vegan, what it can do for you health-wise and mentally and what it can do for like the planet and environment. That's great. Run with it. Go for it. But now it's to the point where you're pissing off millions of people, and I know that's what she's thriving off of, and she definitely makes out well with that creator fund because she knows she's gonna get views, she knows she's gonna get comments and shares, and she's gonna get likes. And because she's just created this toxic platform at this point. Oh god.
Oh, so that's what they're for. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah. Like that really that video rubbed me the wrong way because I think that was a step way too far. One, she sounded batshit crazy. And two,
Are you talking about this one here that Bree was talking about? Okay.
Yeah, that video rubbed me the wrong way because it's like, okay, now you're stepping into dangerous territory where this absolutely has nothing to do with what you're trying to promote at this point.
I've always thought that she is completely in it for the clout.
Oh yeah,
completely in it for the fame. That's it.
I mean, her stupid video that went viral when she really like surfaced or whatever, where it was like, "Why the fuck aren't you vegan yet?" or whatever. It lives in my head rent free. I want to start charging rent. I want part of her creator fund for that video because it just the views are going on in my head.
See, Nikki's comment right here. That's not something that I would ever want. I mean, would it be nice to be TikTok famous? Yes. Would it be nice to have a bunch of followers and a bunch of comments and all that kind of shit rolling in every day? You bet. But not for that fucking reason.
Exactly.
I want people to do that shit because they actually like me, not
Yeah.
because they fucking hate me.
And I mean, some people take it way too far. And again, they say, like, go die, like, go kill yourself. Like, I mean, I've commented on your videos and I'm like, how the fuck have you not been banned yet? Like,
Yeah.
how is your account still active? And that's what really makes me angry, because there's creators such as, like, you, Vanilla, Nacho, Smiles, Bree, Piper, like, Matt, all of those videos are pure, wholesome, down to earth.
Mine are not wholesome. What are you talking about?
Some of yours are. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is you're authentic and you're not putting on this facade. And I mean, yeah, shit happens. But
We are who we are.
exactly. And she's putting on this show for everybody because she knows it pisses people off. She knows it gets a reaction. And those are all of the big signs of a bully. And Red and Piper talked about this on the Oddcast too.
Mm-hmm.
I just really think she's stepping into dangerous territory. I am not usually the type of person to like report videos, but if my little cousins are on this app, who knows if it could show up on their For You page. I don't want them to see an old lady on TikTok in a bra with a drink in her hand. I want like my little cousins to see like the stupid like Roblox videos or like Minecraft or like, I don't know, stuff like little girls are into.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kind of stuff. I don't want that to happen. And I know we can't control that. And like there's no age limit on the app. Whatever. But
I've done one like that. Oh, well, Jess, I prepared some questions that I would like to ask you, and I think we should just jump right into it.
I think we should.
So, and
After I
these,
just
some
almost
of
popped
these,
the brain vessel.
yeah, you're gonna have to wait to do that because these questions may just do that for you.
Oh,
Some
no.
of them are kind of deep. Some of them
Okay.
aren't really that deep. So, okay, the first one. What do you do when you are faced with a crisis? Say, let's just limit it to school.
Okay. So let's bring it back to the biggest crisis I had. Last semester, I had a huge research and term paper due. It was due on a Friday. I had logged on to my computer to just do some last minute like grammar checks, sourcing checks, make sure everything was formatted correctly. I log in, it's gone because our Microsoft accounts had gotten hacked into. This was a 25-page paper, not including sourcing. I flipped out. At that point, I didn't know that it had happened to hundreds of students. So here I am freaking out, thinking I have to retype this entire paper. This was the night we had our first show. This was 13 weeks ago. When I logged in after
Shit.
and I went to go do all of my rechecks and stuff. And I also had another paper that was due that next day, but it was like 3 pages or something. It was just a stupid like sourcing summary or whatever. It took me 15 minutes to write. But I cried. Like any normal person would when you work on something for 2.5, 3 months. I did a lot of troubleshooting. I was like, okay, you still have all of your sources. You have all of your notes. You're just going to have to buckle down, write what you can, and explain to the professor tomorrow, this is what happened. I screenshotted everything. I screen recorded my computer so I could show my professor. I get to class the next day, typed an entire 25-page paper in one night. Handed in my paper, and every single person in that class goes, I don't have the page limit because our accounts got hacked into. Our paper ended up getting extended, but I handed in my paper that day anyway because I was like, it's done. I can't put any more mental capacity into this. Crisis averted. Have a nice life.
Good job. Good job. That's a very good answer. That's a very good answer.
It's not one of my fondest memories of school.
Well, a crisis never really is.
No, never. I mean, and for some people, they're probably like, oh, that's not really a crisis. That's like
that's
not
kind
life
of
or
a
death.
it's kind of a fucking crisis.
Well, that's what people were texting me and saying. They're like, what do you mean? Like, I write papers in one night all the time. I'm like, 25 pages?
Good for you. Last
25. Like, you can write a 25-page paper in one night. Good for you, buddy. You're superhuman. I mean, this paper was absolute trash, too. Like, not my best work. Fake it till you make it.
Don't fake it till you make it. Make it till you fucking make it. Okay, so I figure what we would do is I read one, you read one, back and forth until questions are done.
All right. So that was actually one of the, or in the ballpark of questions that I wanted to ask you. But let's go on a little bit of a lighter note. What is your fondest memory?
My fondest memory, definitely when I was growing up, my family, like cousins, uncles, aunts, because I have, 13 aunts and uncles, and I've got multitudes of cousins. Every summer we would always meet up together, like one side of the family and then the other side of the family separately. But getting to hang out with all the cousins during the summertime, that was like that was the best time of my life. Because I mean, we're all around the same age, me and the cousins, just within a few years of each other. So it was always so much fun. Getting to hang out at our house in Houston, and then meeting up at Lake Texoma here in actually it was on the Texas side. No, it was on the Oklahoma side. And getting to hang out there for like 2 weeks out of the summer, and getting to go on the boat and go to so much fucking fun. But that's definitely my fondest memories of my aunts and uncles, cousins, grandparents. Me always being bigger than everybody else.
So you were the one throwing everybody off the boat.
Oh, you know it. You know it. Well, I was second in line to that. My uncle David, he was the one throwing everybody off.
There's always got to be that one uncle. Everyone has one.
Yeah, everybody has one for sure. But that's definitely my favorite memories.
Memories with family are something that are so unforgettable. Like, those just the times you were able to spend, and now as an adult, you don't get that much, Everybody's on their own wavelength, especially today, and now with COVID, we can't see everybody all together because some people have huge families, and we all can't be in the same house right now because of some of the restrictions and age, and it's sad, but
it was so weird not being able to see any family for an entire year.
Yeah.
Other than, my mom and dad, my brother, and my sister-in-law. That was pretty much it. That was horrible.
It's still sad because we're coming up on a year next month or in these next coming weeks that lockdown's been
a thing.
And it's been real life now. I mean, I still remember back in March of last year when they're like, oh yeah, like 6 weeks we'll be back to normal. And I like kind of held on to that. And I'm like, yeah, 6 weeks, like I can do this. And then it turned into 3 months, and then the summer came and things kind of got a little bit back to normal because you could go outside, you can social distance outside and be with everybody and hang out. But now this is the new normal, and I couldn't have thought that this is where we would be right now.
I wouldn't have thought it either. It's been pretty unreal.
But it also brought all of us here together too, you know? So without lockdown, you would have no idea who I was, and we wouldn't be doing this right now.
I wouldn't have any
I'd
idea
be
who any of you
upstairs
were.
in my bed asleep.
That's probably where I'd be right now. Probably watching TV or in bed asleep.
Our lives would be so different if this didn't happen.
It's so much more fucking boring.
Oh yeah.
Because this whole group of friends has been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be able to, be a part of this podcast. I wouldn't be able to see the other two popular podcasts that go on Wednesday and Thursday, which I shall post. I think I already did the oddcast, but yeah. We wouldn't be able to be a part of that and see that.
No.
And I'm so happy that is, we actually get to do that.
I definitely wouldn't have downloaded TikTok if it weren't for lockdown. That was their way of getting people onto that app. They used lockdown. They knew this was going to happen. They're like, oh, let's increase our stock.
Yeah.
It was a ploy. But
yeah. And I think it really does for everybody. It stresses you the fuck out.
and
it makes you crazy, but it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything bad about it.
There's a silver lining in every situation.
Exactly. You're stealing my lines now.
Yep. I talk to you too much.
Yeah.
It's the hairballs.
Okay, so apparently you're it makes everybody laugh. Well, apparently I'm not going to be keeping my questions lighthearted. Like I'm going straight down to the center. I want to know what's at the core of you.
We'll go.
What was your worst heartbreak?
Okay. It's not a normal heartbreak. My worst heartbreak was the day I lost my grandma. It was a little over a year ago. She had what's called vascular dementia, so that's when your brain stops getting blood and oxygen to it, and your brain basically deteriorates. People have said it has links to Alzheimer's. I'm not totally sure. My grandfather passed away from Alzheimer's, so I was kind of used to that whole thing, but she was my best friend. Absolutely my best friend. There for all the relationship heartbreaks, there for the hardest moments of my life, there for the best moments of my life. And now I think back on it because in May I'll be graduating with my master's degree. She wasn't there to watch me. I'm her first grandchild that went to college. She didn't get to see me graduate with my bachelor's degrees. She won't get to see me with my master's degrees, and she won't be at my wedding, which is something every little girl kind of dreams about, is her wedding day and it being perfect.
Right.
And she had always told me how excited she was to go wedding dress shopping with me and how much she loved my boyfriend, and we were only dating for about 7 or 8 months when she had passed. But it's just, that's a heartbreak that I don't think I'll ever get over, is losing my best friend.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I get that. Grandmothers have a very keen way of knowing what's going on right there.
Yeah. Oh, and she beat my ass with a wooden spoon when I was little too. Nope. I learned.
I've got a story that I've told a few people. Me and my Grammy, my mom's mom, we were really close.
Mm.
Like, she was my person. Growing up, I was just, just attached to her at the hip.
Mhm.
She passed away, I believe it was in 02 or 03. I think it was 02. It was one of those days that started out normal,
Mhm.
and then as I was going to Votech, I just felt like something was wrong.
You got that feeling.
I got the feeling, and I was just like, I couldn't shake it. It was one of those things you're just like, dude, something's nagging at me. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
And so I went through Votech, just, it was just a normal day. So, and then I ended up going to high school afterwards and went to my first class, and I'm just like, man, there's just something's not right.
Yep.
About that time, I got called into the office, and my mom was waiting there. And I knew at that point, when I walked in the office and saw her, I knew exactly what happened.
Mhm.
And I said to her, I said, Grammy died, or Grammy passed away, didn't she? And she said, how did you know? I said, I told her the story that I just told you. I was like, I just knew it.
Is
So,
that
yeah,
the
she passed
one?
away this morning.
Is that one time that's happened to you, or has that
That's
happened to you multiple times?
that's the only time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
It's the
I
only time that's ever happened.
kind of okay, this is gonna sound crazy and this is a tangent, but when my grandma was sick and she ended up passing away, that weekend I went to go visit my boyfriend down in Virginia because he had just started his first semester of law school. And I felt guilty leaving that weekend because she was just coming home from the rehab and going into hospice. And usually when you're in hospice, you're not on hospice for 4 days. You're
Yeah,
usually
it's
there for a little bit. But I just had this feeling. And that Monday when I was driving home, I was like, she's waiting for me. And this was the first time this happened. That next day, Tuesday morning, she had passed away. And then when COVID happened, I've lost a lot of people this past year to COVID and not to COVID.
mhm.
But the next time I really got that feeling and I knew who it was before we were even told who it was, it freaked me out because my mom was on the phone with one of our family friends and they were talking about this person. And I just got that really bad, like, gut feeling where it's like, he's dead. Like, he's gone. And at that point, I went downstairs, I asked my mom, I was like, oh, how's so and so doing? And she's like, oh, like, they're fine. Like, nothing's going on. He died that night. And none of us knew about it until the next day. And my mom sat me down and told me. And I was just like,
I know.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like I know.
I didn't. It's one of those things where you don't want to be right and you are. And then
Yeah.
it kept happening. And it would be all different kinds of people too. And I'm like, this person died, that person died. And we would get a phone call either that day or the next day. And that's when everyone started looking at me. They're like, how do you know this? And I don't know if it's just intuition. It hasn't happened recently. Thank God. The last time it happened was with my uncle on Thanksgiving. I just knew. And as soon as that phone rang, I was like, fuck.
Mhm.
Like, but
It,
since
it,
then hasn't happened. I hope it doesn't happen anymore because as much as I love being right, ah,
in those
nope,
instances, you don't want to be. Yeah, I
no,
get that. I
you
get that.
don't. And it's scary. But on to another question. Because now people are going to think that I'm crazy. And if this video goes viral, it's because people are going to
No,
conform me to a mental institution. So
if anything, people are gonna be like, she's got sort of empath abilities.
I
There's
hope not.
nothing wrong with that.
See, but I don't want that. Like, I don't feel like, of course, I think of all of that stuff like a gift. And I don't feel like, one, I'm like worthy of that. And two, I don't want that responsibility. Nope. So okay. I think I've asked you a similar question to this before, but this is something I always like to ask people. If you can go back and change one moment in time, just one thing at any age, what would it be?
Would it have to be pertaining to my life or just like anything?
Your life.
My life, okay. I've actually talked about this. I'm one of those people that believes that everything that has happened throughout the course of my life has happened for a fucking reason. So honestly, the only thing that I would change, and this is going to sound so selfish, it's because I feel this way about my life. I wouldn't have sold my 1970 GMC truck
There's nothing wrong with that.
because I firmly believe that everything that has happened in my life has happened in the event or in the order in which they were supposed to happen
Mm-hmm.
and in the way that they were supposed to happen. And I would not be the same person today if any of those had deviated.
Okay.
So I don't want there to me that the only regret that I have is selling that stupid fucking truck because
sense.
everything that's happened. You see me sitting in front of you.
Yeah.
I'm here because of all that. I wouldn't change that for the world.
Well, that
So,
makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
I could have saved up more money to buy a better car so it doesn't end up in the shop every 6 months. But that's
Well, you
neither here nor there.
go buy you a Ford, you'd be all right.
Yeah.
I can feel the hate coming in the
Yeah,
comment
I
section.
know. You did something, or you thought you did something.
I don't care. Talk your shit. I know what I like. I know what's good. Okay. This is a little bit lighter-hearted.
Okay.
More lighthearted.
I'll probably turn it dark.
Do you believe that there is someone for everyone?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. I've got a lot of answers for that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that yes, there is someone for everyone, but I don't necessarily believe that that someone is supposed to be for that person. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people settle. So, in that sense, I think there is someone for everyone. But if we're talking in terms of, perfect matches, no.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I should have clarified that. I guess I go ahead and answer this question too because it is something I would like to discuss. My answer romantically would be no.
Okay.
I think that sometimes you are just destined to be by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. There really is nothing wrong with that.
I can think of a lot of people on TikTok that should be alone, and there's a lot of people on TikTok that don't deserve to be alone. Beer Bong John.
Yeah.
Get that man a woman.
I'm glad you agree with me, Bree. Or Piper, sorry. That I'm alright with that. Now as far as friends go, my best friend, I've known him since we were 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider him to be my person because
yeah.
we are. I mean, it's crazy how well we get along. It's like when we were growing up, it was one of those deals like he would start a sentence and I could finish it.
Okay.
And we are still like that to this day.
Well,
definitely.
it's not hard to finish your sentences because it's bleh.
Not all the fucking time, okay? Not all the time. Sometimes I do say something intelligent.
I'll take a damn joke. Shit.
Oh my god! Wow, why are you getting on me tonight? What the hell? I like it. Keep it up. Good job.
I'm having a turn of events. I don't know if it's
Good.
just I spend a lot of time by myself now that I'm like, huh.
Good. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep
So
your
you
mouthing
want me
up.
to be a hermit?
I want you to be mouthy.
Okay.
You
I
need to
will.
start learning how to shut me down.
I'm trying, Nick. I'm really trying.
It'll be tough. It's a challenge because yeah. I don't know how to shut up.
We know. You're a human Scrabble board.
Yes, I am. You're right. Absolutely right. Y'all will y'all will be able to experience it someday if you haven't already. So just wait. Just wait. There's more.
Oh, there's always more. Trust
Always
me.
more. Always more.
Like Nick and I can call him quick, and like it can just be something like so stupid, and then we're on the phone for 3 hours, and I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, how did we get here? It's the rabbit hole.
Okay,
Piper,
so
no, please don't leave.
what's your next question? Moving on, I give you the nod of continue.
You. Oh wait, you did ask me.
I did ask the question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is just me being me. If you could go back to one historical event, why would you choose that event? And would you choose to try and change something or just live in that moment? Because this can tell a lot about a person.
The one thing that obviously first comes to mind is 9/11, but I don't think there's a damn thing I could do about it. Even if I were to just yell and scream it and be a crazy person about it, no one would believe me, and it would happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm gonna stick with my guns and say that everything happens for a reason. I wouldn't change anything.
Piper's is a good one. JFK.
Again, everything happens for a reason.
See, my thing, and this is going to sound so dumb, I just would have liked to go and sit down at one conference, whether it be the Wannsee conference, the Paris Peace Accords, or the First Continental Congress, and just sit there and take it all in, and then come back and be like, this was actually what happened. Yeah.
If you change something, there's going to be a different outcome that you haven't predicted.
Yeah, and that's
you're going to start a chain of events that you have no idea how it's going to unfold. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. That way you know the answers. That's just my take on it.
See, and that gets deep all in itself, because it's like you can go back to one little thing in time, and some people might not be here as a result of that.
Bree's next comment.
Say, Bree and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
It's like
you can fuck with so much shit just by messing with one tiny little event.
Yep.
Even your being there could fuck with the timeline. No. Like, send me back. I want to go home. Get me the fuck out of here. You know, if I could be like if I could be a spectator into some of those events, absolutely.
Yeah.
As long as I couldn't change them. That I would be okay with. That I would be okay with.
That I think is where I'm coming into play. Like I would just want to be like a fly on the wall type thing.
Right, exactly.
I wouldn't want to do anything that's going to change the course of these historical events. Aside from 9/11, if I could have gone back and have done something to change that day, but then that would change where we are right now. But
let life go as it's supposed to.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question for you: what is the best compliment you've received?
I don't get those very often, but the best one I have ever received is that I think the shining moment was like when somebody complimented my how do I word this? Not my intelligence, that's not where I'm going. But like how I conduct myself within my research and in the classroom and the way I guess my approach to education is that I'm not closed-minded and I like to have discussions and debates on certain topics. And I just like to see other people's point of view. And I also ask a lot of questions where if I'm not getting something, I'm going to ask. And I'm going to ask those questions that people are too afraid to ask. Like, if we're diving into a topic such as even like the JFK assassination, let's talk that. Because I would always bring up the question, like, was it really possible that he was only shot with one bullet and this blew off his head, blew into his chest, through his shoulder? How is that even possible? And now everybody knows that that's physically impossible due to science. But my thing is, why are we hanging on to this? And those are the questions that I would ask. It's kind of like those cut and dry. Like, why is it that we're still teaching something this way?
You went off on a tangent, by the way.
I
did. But no, like, to have somebody tell you that you're open-minded and that you want to discuss, like, that is a compliment. That is 100% a compliment, that you actually want to discuss something with everybody.
And I think where I was going was, I'm not afraid of humility either. I'm not afraid to ask the hard questions where I might look like a total jackass and look like, why are you even in this program if you have to ask this question? Kind of thing, you know? That was one of the greatest compliments a professor had ever given me, or like anybody. I don't like saying like the generic stuff. Like, thank you, Piper. Like, no, she was saying that. Oh shit.
It's okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm sure. Hey, guess what?
I'm logging off.
No, guess what? Guess what? I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Nick.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, buddy. But yeah, like, even like that's the compliment that you like. It took me a minute, but
she's had a rough couple of days. Leave her alone.
Yeah. But no, like, that's a big compliment too.
It totally is. It totally
is. And
is.
everybody needs to hear that more
often. Absolutely.
I say it to you all the time. When you get off work, I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
Deflate your head.
Thanks. Somebody's got to loosen the screw a little bit. I think it's in there a little too tight today.
Oh, man.
But,
all right, what is your next one for me?
What was the turning point the turning point in your younger life where maybe you totally changed direction than where you thought you were going?
Getting caught stealing.
Oh.
I was a little shithead whenever I was growing up, and I literally got caught in a Pet Boys trying to steal parts.
That's not at all what I thought you were going to say. That's why I was like,
Yeah, okay, so
oh.
the guy that caught me, he handled it very well. He wasn't one of those,
Mhm.
"Oh, I'm calling the police," blah, blah, blah. He
Mhm.
actually pulled me to the side. He's like, "Why are you taking parts, man?" And I told him, I told him the reason. It was just stupid because I fucking wanted them. And he's like, "You know that people work really hard to," he explained this to me. People work really hard to, build these parts. We stock them on our shelves so that we can sell them and make a commission off it. He was actually really cool about it. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I understand that a little bit better." He said, he's like, "Just let this be a lesson to you. I'm not going to press charges or anything. Just set the stuff down and please leave." I said, "Yes, sir." And after
See,
that, never again. Never
I
again.
never ever would have expected that from you.
I was an
Like,
asshole. I was a shithead growing up.
I think we all were. All kids are shitheads at one
Yeah.
point. Like, we all have that thing that kind of was like, okay. And then
Now,
you look back on it.
I will say that I have plenty of other moments like that too. That was just the youngest, being young, like the earliest really memory that I can think of where I was just
Yeah.
like, don't do that shit, you know? But there's so many that go on in your life whenever something happens that completely changes you.
Oh, yeah.
And that could be another thing I could talk all night about.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those people that a bunch of that shit has happened. And every time it just kind of deviates the course just a little bit more.
It's very
So,
interesting when you think about it too, because thanks, Vanilla. that makes me feel better. I'm having, again, like Nick said, it's been a whirlwind of a last week and couple
right.
weeks and stuff. The noggin's not screwed in right. But I mean, I think that would be an awesome topic for a later date for us to talk about if that's something you guys would be interested in hearing about, and even if anybody wanted to join in on the conversation and come on the show and share your experiences too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have the ability to do that.
We do.
Okay, so last question I have for you before we wrap this up for the night. What is the worst date you've ever been on?
Yes!
I knew you'd like that.
Because this is all I've been talking about for 3 weeks. Okay, so get out your popcorn, get out your rosé, your wine, whatever you're drinking, a beer. Oh, this is my moment. Okay,
Go for it.
so there was this kid. We matched on a dating app, and I
God
was.
damn, that's funny. I'm just joking. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna log off now.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna call him
Continue.
Joe. So he asked me out on a date, and I said, okay. The kid seemed really respectful. We had great conversation. And I was like, okay, like, this can go somewhere. We get to the restaurant, and I thought we were gonna order drinks because he specifically said, do you want to go out for dinner and drinks? So then I order my drink, and he's like, you're really gonna get alcohol? Like, and then I'm thinking, what? I'm like, you asked me out for dinner and drinks. When I think drink, I think
A
an
drink.
alcoholic beverage. Yeah. Like,
fucking drink, yeah.
so that was like kind of weird. And then he's telling me how he didn't like girls with
Right.
ambition. And I was like, okay, what do you mean? Like, you don't like girls with ambition. Does that mean like you don't like girls who try to one-up you? Or do you not like girls who have goals? Because those are two totally different things. And he was like, I think girls should like have like, he was very sexist. And I mean, I'm still stuck in the 1950s. If I could be stuck in my house barefoot and pregnant, by God, I would. I am totally for that. But I told him how at this point this was when I was really thinking of getting my PhD and I wanted to become a professor. And I mean, those dreams are still there, but they're whatever. So I was talking about that, and I was talking about this article that I was working on getting published with the New York Times. And he was like, are you even intelligent enough to do that? And then he's questioning my intelligence because we had those conversations where it was like, oh, what are you in school for? What did you do? Do you work? And then he didn't like the fact that my boss was a guy. I mean, at my job. And I was like, this is just fucking weird. Like, you're a psycho weirdo. Then we get our dinner, get our food. I drank my beer, and we're going to leave. And at that point, I was just like, I can't wait to get home. So we're in the parking lot. I say, this was a really nice night. Thank you. And then I said, I don't know if I would want to do this again. Just being upfront and blunt.
I can't wait to never talk to you again.
Pretty much. So then, and we didn't exchange phone numbers at this point. We had only been talking through the app, which I, at that point, felt more comfortable with regardless. I wasn't, like, gonna just give my phone number to anybody. Mm-hmm. And, like, sometimes I would use, like, WhatsApp or whatever. But, and then he's like, well, I need your phone number before you leave. And I was like, sure, okay. I give him my old cell phone number. And then he's sitting there and he's like he's in his car trying to call my phone, comes up to my car and bangs on my window. And he's like, you gave me a fake phone number. And I'm like, peace, bye. Drove out of the parking lot, peeled out. And I was friends with the owner of the bar/restaurant that we were at. And he called me and he's like, what the hell happened? Like, you've never, ever ran out of here that fast. So I'm on the phone, I'm talking to him. And I was like, can you do me a favor? And like, oh yeah, Brie, he was pissed. Like, So I'm on the phone with the owner of the bar and he's like, he's not leaving. So I was like, well, shit, because I wanted to go back to the bar and drink. Like, I want to go hang out there. I'm friends with all the servers and the owners. The owner calls me at closing. He goes, he's still in the parking lot. This guy stayed at the restaurant for 4 hours after. Because we left at 10 and the bar closed at 2. I was like, And wow. This is why that is my go-to bar. That is where my current boyfriend and I went on our first date because of situations like this that have happened to me.
Right.
Never again. And that is why I wanted this question.
Wow. That's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, Piper pretty much summed it up right there. Wow.
Yeah, no. Don't
that's nuts.
That's nuts. Why I also like, and that, like, the crazy thing to me is that, because I've had guys like call me in front of them, but I mean, I would also actually give them my phone number if I was like in a social setting or something and I was like, oh, okay, you're cool, like, I do want to talk to you again, like, I want to see you again, you're not a creep. And they've like called me to make sure it's a real number or whatever. Why? Okay, first of all, don't ever approach a woman's car or approach a woman like angry or aggressively like that, because he's lucky that, I mean, he was far enough from the car that I didn't like break his foot or something.
Right.
Like, I mean, not that I really would have worried about that, but it's still the fact of like, one, be careful of who you meet online. Two, always go to a place where it's a, you know,
public.
people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or just as public, yeah.
Yeah. And three, don't give him a fake number until, like, make sure you leave. Just make sure you leave. Just go.
Right.
Or just don't give them the number. That's the biggest thing I regret about that, is actually giving him a number at all and just not leaving it at, hey, this was nice, but we're not going to continue this. And I even, like, I paid for my own food. Like, we split the bill and everything because I knew right
Really?
then and there.
Wow.
Hell no, I wanted nothing to do with him. I wanted him to have nothing on me. Like, like, and I don't know.
I got it. Okay. In that sense, I get that. Okay.
But I would ask you the same question, but you can tell everybody what to tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everybody exactly what I tell you. I'm gonna toot my own horn here a little bit. You know, I've never been on a bad date because I am a guy. I'm the one that does the date planning. I plan amazing fucking dates.
Thank you for keeping chivalry alive. I really appreciate people like you.
You're welcome. I plan amazing fucking dates because, for one, there's so much that really goes into it, and for all the guys out there, I'm sorry. It doesn't take a lot to really plan a fantastic fucking date.
It doesn't.
There's a lot of rules that apply. You know, like being in a public place. You know, making sure that they're comfortable. You know, keeping the conversation up. I can honestly, proudly say that I've never had a bad date. Not once.
I mean,
Not once.
women are very simple creatures. We are. You guys make it harder than it needs to be. We just want to feel special. That's it. Like, holding the door open, keeping conversation up, don't be on your phone. I could give two shits less if some guy asked me to go walk around a park for a first date. I don't care, because that also, one, shows me that you want to get to know me and you want to talk to me. And two, that's it. There is no
it's you put time and effort into getting to know the person, making sure that they're comfortable, and then just being you.
You learn a lot from an in-person conversation too.
You do.
Which is why I really appreciate those sit-down dates, or those like those well thought out dates. You don't have to do anything elaborate. Like, you don't have to.
You don't have to do anything elaborate. A picnic, is fucking perfect. You know, just make sure that you add a little bit of flair to it, like I do. Like, make your own hot chocolate and bring it. Don't put the store-made shit in there. I made my own.
Oh my god!
And that was an awesome date. It was.
I was okay. You want to know where my mind went?
Simple.
My mind went to like candles on a blanket, and then the blanket catches on fire.
Luckily, that night I didn't take candles. I took those little ball lights that light up. That was perfect.
That's where my mind went. Yes, Bree said it best. Feed us, be sweet, stay loyal. You're golden. That is it. That is where.
So for any of you guys out there taking notes, there you go.
We're like dogs. That already sounded bad. But like, okay, dogs like food. They like to run around and get their energy out. They will annoy the absolute piss out of you. But at the end of the day, all we really want is love and attention. And to know that you are there for me. That
ladies, Ladies, what do y'all have to say to that?
Roast me. Go.
I get where you were going with that, but the reference was a little bit off.
I should have said like a cat or something. I don't know.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's the treatments, y'all. It is.
Oh, but no, I get where you're coming from. You know, the lovin's and the attention and the food.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. Well, I think I can have Chipotle. I think they have like a tofu option because I can't have meat anymore. I hate my life. But like, just buy us Chipotle. That's where I'm getting at.
Or tacos.
Yeah. Taco Bell. Anything, any kind of food is acceptable, except, we have that special time, and then we want chocolate sweets for you to leave me the fuck alone. And then I want, yeah.
That's for you.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've only ever had tofu once, and it wasn't seasoned. It was just really bland.
What the fuck
wasn't
is
my
tofu?
thing.
What the fuck is it?
I don't know. Ask Piper. Piper knows. Piper knows what tofu is.
What the fuck is tofu? What the fuck is that?
Piper knows everything.
Okay,
Beef,
that I can agree with.
Yes,
that I can fucking agree with.
Okay, now we're talking about meats.
Somebody explain to me what tofu is. Like, send me a message.
Beef
I want to
jerky.
know.
Yes, please. It's.
I don't know shit about it.
So from my understanding of what tofu, I don't know what it's actually made up of, but it's a substitute for people who don't eat meat. I think it's a source of protein.
See, Piper, that's Chinese to me. What the fuck is curd?
Did we lose me?
You're frozen.
Do you know what cheese curds are?
No. What the fuck is curd?
Am I frozen?
No. You're blurry. We're good. You're good. You're good. I can still hear you just fine. But
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, what the hell? Oh,
what the hell?
No.
Well, it's actually probably a pretty good time to start closing it out. Oh, there she goes. Well, y'all, thanks for stopping by. I guess on that note, I'm going to close out the Backwoods Collective for tonight. Thank you so much for coming and enjoying the conversation and commenting and being a part of it. You know that she's not here anymore, but Jess is very thankful that you guys are here to support us. Curd is basically compressed. Gotcha. Oh, there she is.
I'm back.
Good. Yeah, I was just closing it out, so perfect timing. Well, yeah.
Did you find out what curd is?
She put it in the comments. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna figure this shit out.
Oh.
But thank you all so much for stopping by. And next week should be, as far as I know, everything should be just fine. Jess, you need to let me know if things change.
Yeah, I'm going on a weekly basis here, y'all.
Yeah.
Literally everything's changing by the week, sometimes by the day. I've also had a few scares where I've almost had to go to the hospital. So, if you don't see me, I'm okay. And if I'm not, Nick will tell you.
Yeah, I keep up with her on everything that's going on because she's my friend and I care. So,
and of course, if anything like serious happens, he'll be put in contact with one of my family members or my boyfriend or something. So he'll know.
Nothing's gonna happen. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Yeah,
I know it. I just know it.
Keep those prayers coming.
Yeah, definitely keep on saying your prayers for Jess. But we are as far as I know, everything's gonna be good for tomorrow with the Oddcast.
Mm-hmm.
I know Red wasn't feeling too well tonight, so he couldn't be here, which that's fine. Take care of yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
You know,
We know
you
you're
gotta
watching at some point, so
right. And then we have the Gorilla Lounge on Thursday at 9:00. Definitely looking forward to that. Um, I know I say it all the time, but I am so excited for all the podcasts that go on during the week. It is so much fun. I'm so glad that I get to know everybody that's doing it.
And I just
And
also want to give you guys a huge shout out too, because there's not a week that goes by that I'm not amazed with what everybody brings to the table and everybody's own individual quirks. I don't yeah, that just totally messed up my speech. But you know what I mean. I
yes,
love looking forward to Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are my favorite nights. And I'm so proud of all of you guys for everything that you guys are doing and keep doing, and love yous. That's it. I don't know.
oh,
That's my
so
little speech.
sweet.
Piper just sent the infamous message. Oh,
If it is actually going to happen tomorrow, I cannot fucking wait. I have
I'm
been
scared.
prepared. I have been prepared
Nick has been prepared for a very long time. Like,
since day one. I
yeah,
wrote my shit day one, and none of you motherfuckers are safe. I'm making fun of everybody. I don't give a fuck.
well, wait. I'm also confused because I don't know what is going on. I really can't wait. This is the one and only time I can't wait to hear what people have to say about me. I'll probably end up crying after it too, because I'm gonna go back and be like, "Fuck."
Oh,
Thanks, Piper. See,
I'm
Pipes,
sorry
I
for all of
didn't
you.
know. Like, oh fuck. Now I gotta go back and rewrite this because now I've got people to add. Fuck. 25-page paper, round 2.
There you go.
That's
There you go.
that's what it's coming down to. Oh god. I'm gonna have notes. I've done research. No, well, honestly, from me, y'all are safe because I can't roast a chicken. Okay? Let's
Oh
leave it at
man.
that.
Well, I'm definitely excited about tomorrow, but guys, I'm gonna sign off. It has been a fun night.
You're
Glad
not
Jess
leaving
is
me
back.
here alone.
I'm not leaving you here alone. I'm cutting off the whole the whole program. But we really appreciate you guys coming by, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See ya.